local chemtrail, geoengineering, what have you. Here's remnants from one sprayed a little earlier. Okay, here's another one. You tell me what this is. And there's the plane spraying it. Geoengineering, chemtrails, whatever you want to call it, there it is. If you see all these clouds in the sky here, this is what it eventually dissipates into. These are not natural clouds. This is all the same day. All these videos are all the same day. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes since the last little clip of the big plane spraying a bunch of crap. Here's what it's dissipated into thus far. And eventually it'll spread out and look like the rest of the clouds in the sky all over here. If you notice in the morning videos, the first two clips, there wasn't a cloud one in the sky. There's no weather system here, there's no wind. We're pretty much in a desert area. There shouldn't be a cloud one anywhere here. But they're making them. Still the same day. Here's one more. I missed this one being sprayed, but you can obviously see there's a straight line of spray through that cloud formation there. Here's the next day, early in the morning. You can see not a cloud one in the sky at all. Zero wind, humidity's down. There's a high pressure system in place over us. There should be no natural clouds developing today. I'm not sure if the camera will pick this one up. I'm not sure when this one was put up. I was inside messing with my crystal battery stuff. Came out and noticed that it was there. But that's the first one today so far. Hopefully there's a little better view of that one. Okay. There's a new one being sprayed right now. You see that trails extends way back. About 45 minutes later, this is what it looks like. Slowly dissipating. These trails are cloud seeding trails. What happens is they spray these chemicals which attract the moisture in the air and eventually form a cloud. Okay, same day, or actually day two. The iPad here doesn't have zoom, but you can clearly see that there's 3 trails coming out of this plane here. A few days ago, before they started spraying again, off in the distance there, about 100 so miles away, there's a huge snow-capped mountain. Over here, between that tree line there's a little dip in the trees right at the where that vent is on top of that building, looking straight here from the camera view. There's usually another visible mountain, Mount Rainier, both snow-capped mountains. Since they've been spraying the last 2 days, you can barely see this one. It puts a haze everywhere. The effect that they're looking to do here is to diffuse the sunlight. Current estimates say right now they've put enough metal in the atmosphere around the surface of this planet. This just isn't a local thing. This is in every country around the world. You can go on YouTube and find these everywhere. Currently, they're estimating about 20% of the sunlight is being filtered out of the surface of this planet. It's pretty drastic, guys. If you think about it, it's 20% less energy hitting the surface of this planet every day. If they weren't doing this, how hot would it really be? A little food for thought. Get on the internet, guys. Do some investigating. Wake up. Realize what's going on around this world in front of you today. Get out away from the TV. Get away from the mainstream news. They don't tell you crap. All the morning TV shows just want you to believe that everything is fine and everything's okay and nothing is out of the ordinary. Take a look around YouTube and tell me if you see anything ordinary about our weather that's going on in the past few years on this planet. This one just turned his jets on here. He just started spraying right there. I caught it right at the beginning of his new line. See, he shut it off. He just sprayed a little streak right there and shut it off. Let's see where he pops up again. Look at that. And people still say that's just regular exhaust from the back of an airplane. Well, if it was regular exhaust, wouldn't it be a continuous trail? This is where he picked up again after putting the last little one out. Let's see that. Plain as day, guys. All we got to do is look up. All these cloud formations here today are not natural. Once again, growing up as kids, you've never seen clouds like this. The news may tell you these are cirrus clouds, which are the highest of all clouds, which are literally ice crystals that are up in the upper atmosphere. These clouds are not cirrus clouds. They're not high enough. By no means are they nowhere near as high as they need to be cirrus. They're all over. Probably by this evening, it'll be a complete blanket out here. They haven't been spraying for the last 4 or 5 days. And as you can see, we've had some pretty nice weather, and you can actually see the mountain that you couldn't see in the other video when they were spraying about a week ago. If we come over here, you can easily see the snow cap. Now, it's still, I'd say about 11:30 in the morning here now. And they've been spraying all morning, and you can start to see all the haze and the funkiness that's coming out of all this. Now, I would think that by this evening, normally that's where the sun sets, is on that side over there, and in the evening you can see these mountaintops really good. It's pretty neat to see them. But I'm going to say this evening we're not going to be able to see them. I'll take some videos later and show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay, here we go. There's another one. This is about 10 minutes after I just showed the little deal of the mountains there. He just turned his spray on. Plain as day, guys. I don't know if you can see it, but there's the plane there. He just shut his thing off when he went behind that little wispy cloud formation there. There you go. See, he's sputtering it a little bit. On, off, on, off. The reason they do this So it looks more like natural clouds instead of a 400-mile straight line of exhaust running across the sky. You can probably still see the plane there. And see when he turns it on again. Nothing, he's still flying. Wow. Seems like they're literally flying a formation back and forth all the way. That's what he just left. There's one portion. You can tell where he shut it off, turned it back on. You can see the previous one that the other plane left, going all the way. 10 minutes later. It's pretty amazing what these heavy metals form into. These heavy metals have been linked in the last, let's say, 15 years or so. They've been doing this. They really started this in around 1996. This technology came about back in the Vietnam War. They started messing with stuff. Oh, look at this here. Big C-117 military plane. Anyways, they started spraying these chemicals. Not really chemicals, they're heavy metals. And they reflect the sun in the atmosphere. At the same time, they also attract dust and moisture particles or water vapor to the dust particles that cling to the statically charged metal from being so high up in the atmosphere. There's a ton of static electricity up there. The Benjamin Franklin experiments, it wasn't a kite with lightning, it was a kite with a copper wire that went into the atmosphere that collected high voltage energy. Well, static electricity. These metals get static electrically charged in the atmosphere, which brings dust particles to them, which attracts the moisture particles and forms the clouds. These metals do not stay suspended in the atmosphere, they do settle to the ground. If you look for reports, we have some of the highest concentrations of aluminum in our soils than ever before in recorded history. And they're linking it to this. Actually, there's another one right there being sprayed. This is what they form into. There's been a 5,000% uptick in children being born with autism and birth defects in the last 10 years. The elderly are getting dementia and Alzheimer's at an alarming rate. I think it's like an 8,000% increase in the last 10 or 15 years. And they're linking it to this, guys. And here we are, about 10 minutes later. This is what it looks like. And about 5 minutes after the last clip, here we are again, a fresh spray right there. You can see where that one starts. And then you can see the plane, well, not really the plane, but you can see where the trail's coming from.